You're not waiting for your dream life. It's waiting for you, not in some distant timeline, not in some mystical future. Now, but not in the way you think. Because the universe, it doesn't speak English. It doesn't read vision boards. It doesn't care how many affirmations you whisper under your breath while your nervous system trembles in doubt. It speaks frequency, vibration, resonance. So the question is not what you're asking for. It's who you are while you're asking. Pause. Breathe that in. You've been showing up, doing the work, saying the right things, but have you been feeling them, living them, being them? Imagine this. You're craving jazz, smooth, soulful, alive, but your dial's stuck on static. You press, your ear harder to the noise, blaming the station, but it's not the station. It's your signal. And here's the paradox, and the one that breaks the illusion of effort. What if all this time you weren't chasing your desires? You were rehearsing your fear, your scarcity, your self-abandonment. This isn't about what you want. It's about what you're currently broadcasting. Because energy doesn't lie. You may say you want love, but is your body still bracing for abandonment? You may pray for abundance, but are your cells still holding the memory of lack? Manifestation isn't about calling it in. It's about becoming a match to what's already calling you. The field is already listening. The question is, are you speaking in a language it can hear? Let's soften now into what lives beneath the surface, because your words are only part of the signal. It's not just what you think, it's what your body believes. And here's the quiet truth most manifestation teachings miss. You can script new thoughts all day, but if your nervous system is still holding old alarms, the frequency doesn't shift. You may say, I'm ready, but if your cells are still whispering danger, the field listens to the whisper, not the words. Pause. Feel that. This isn't failure. This isn't sabotage. This is safety. The mind wants expansion, but the body wants protection, and protection speaks in patterns. Childhood wounds, unspoken grief, inherited scarcity, subtle betrayals stored in the fascia of memory. So you say you want love, but your frequency says, I don't trust it. You reach for abundance, but your field says receiving isn't safe. Not because you're broken, but because your system adapted, and those adaptations, those invisible protections, are still choosing your reality. But here's the grace in it all. Your signal is not your fault, it's your imprint, but not your destiny. And when you meet it with reverence, not resistance, you begin to rewrite it. Because the field doesn't respond to your hopes. It responds to your coherence. If your subconscious is running the show, then you don't fix the life. You update the script, because you are not just thinking your reality, you are rehearsing it over and over in the theater of your body. As Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the body is the subconscious mind. So even when your lips say abundance, your spine may still be whispering survive. And what's whispered is what's heard. Your frequency is a prayer, one you don't even realize you're repeating. I'll be safe once I'm loved. I'll rest when I have enough. I'll feel whole after I fix this part of me. But those mantras, they don't create freedom. They echo the lack. Even your rituals, the journaling, the breathwork, the vision boards, can become coded in scarcity if the motive is, because I'm not enough yet. Pause. Let that land. This is vibrational inversion. When effort becomes resistance. When striving sends the signal, I still don't believe it's mine. You can't become what you don't believe you're safe to receive. So the work isn't more effort, it's deeper alignment. Feeling safe, not to earn what you want, but to let it arrive. This is the moment of quiet confrontation. What beliefs is your body still holding that your heart no longer agrees with? Not to judge, but to liberate, because the gap between what you want and what you're living in is only the distance between your signal and your truth. Let's move now into the stillness behind the science, because in the quantum field, creation isn't pushed, it's permitted, not by effort, but by coherence. Coherence is when your heart, your brain, and your body are speaking the same language, same tone, same truth. It's not a mood, it's a measurable frequency. HeartMath calls it heart-brain harmony. Bruce Lipton calls it belief biology. Dr. Joe calls it elevated emotion plus clear intention. But you'll know it by feel. It's the inner click, the moment your body stops bracing and starts believing. It's when your thoughts say it's possible, your heart whispers it's safe, and your cells hum, it's already done. This is the quantum signal the field can't ignore, because the field doesn't respond to what you say. It mirrors what you are. But when your frequency is scrambled, when your mind says yes, but your gut says no, the signal becomes noise, mixed signals, unprocessed grief, doubt tucked under desire. Incoherence doesn't block manifestation, and it just delays it, like a song you love that won't play clearly until the dial clicks into tune. So hear this, your dream life isn't waiting to be earned. It's waiting to be matched. It's already encoded in the field. Every version of you that already has it is real. Your only job is to tune to it. Let's slow down now. Drop out of the mind and into the body. Because thoughts may send the signal, but feeling is the frequency. And the truth is, you can't think your way into abundance while your body is still frozen in survival. You can't visualize ease while your breath is shallow and your chest is tight. The body doesn't lie. It speaks in sensation. It holds what the mind forgets. So, ask gently, where are you still holding the weight of failure? Where does fear still hum beneath your ribs? Where has pressure made a home in your shoulders? Your body is your transmitter, and it's always broadcasting what it believes is safe. This is why feeling matters, not as a performance, but as a permission. Because if you wake in the frequency of dread, you unconsciously recreate the same reality. Same doubts, same timelines, same lessons, but if you allow one drop of joy, one honest breath of peace, one sacred pause of self-trust, the signal changes, not because you forced it, but because you felt it. This is emotional alchemy, not bypassing, not faking, transmuting. You don't manifest by performing joy, you manifest by becoming emotionally coherent. Safety in the body becomes signal in the field, so come home to yourself, because every emotion you soften into becomes a bridge to a reality that already exists, just waiting to meet you. Now we go deeper, not forward, but inward, because the body that won't let in what it doesn't believe it deserves. And this is where so many manifestations quietly dissolve, not because they're too big, but because they feel too foreign, too fast, too much. Not impossible, just incompatible with your current level of embodied worthiness. There's a hidden intelligence inside you, called neuroception. It's your nervous system's silent radar, constantly scanning the world for, is this safe, or is this threat? You may consciously want love, but if intimacy once hurt, your body may feel it as danger. You may dream of success, but if being seen once led to judgment, your system might say, let's stay small, let's stay safe. The resistance isn't wrong, it's protection. But protection can become a prison if it never gets updated. So we begin gently with regulation, a breath, a hand over your heart, a softening into presence. Let the pulse of protection slow, because safety is the soil where your dream can grow. Not declarations, not grit, just the quiet knowing, I'm safe to receive this now. You don't force your way into worthiness. You remember it, you return to it, you rest in it, and in that rest, your frequency finally opens. There's one more layer, deeper than thought, deeper than belief. It's the frequency you live in, even when everything seems to change, your emotional home. For some, it's urgency. For others, it's disappointment, or the quiet hum of anxiety that never fully leaves. This is your emotional set point, like a thermostat. No matter how high things rise, you unconsciously cool them back down, not because you don't want more, but because you don't know how to hold it. Even joy, if it's unfamiliar, can feel like a threat. You may get the love, but if your set point is abandonment, you'll start picking fights, pulling away or chasing, just to feel what's familiar. You may get the breakthrough, but if your baseline is pressure, you'll find a way to stress again, just to come home to the frequency you know. Pause, breathe. This isn't shame, it's awareness, it's the sacred confrontation. Ask yourself, gently, what emotional frequency am I addicted to? And more importantly, can I let joy feel safe enough to stay? Because the field doesn't just give you what you ask for, it gives you what you're willing to sustain. And to sustain something new, you must become someone new, not in the mind, in the nervous system. So let's meet that set point not with force, bandna, but with permission to rise. You are not chasing a future, you are collapsing it into now. Because in the quantum field, nothing is created, it's chosen. Every version of you, the one in pain, the one in peace, the one in purpose, already exists. You are not building your dream life from scratch. You are tuning into it. And the field, it's not waiting for your hustle, it's waiting for your resonance. Feel that not as a concept, as a presence. Your dream already lives, and not in time but in frequency. Right now, there's a version of you already living the life you long for. They are not luckier, they are not more deserving, they are simply aligned. Their body relaxed, their heart open, their mind clear. You don't need to figure out the how, you need to feel the signal. This is frequency entanglement. When you become so emotionally synced with the you who already has, the field begins to rearrange itself to reflect that truth. It's not fantasy, it's physics. Your only job is to meet the moment from the version of you who already knows, this life is mine. So let your breath match that version. Let your choices reflect that self. Let your energy walk before your results do. And watch the field respond. Now we move from knowing to becoming. Because frequency isn't changed by affirmation, it's changed by embodiment. So close your eyes, right here, right now. No fixing, no forcing, just presence. Breathe gently. Let the breath find you, let the body tell the truth. Now ask yourself, what feeling am I living in right now? Don't judge it, just sense it. Is there pressure, tightness, numbness, hope, peace? Feel it, name it, witness it. Now, imagine the version of you who already lives your dream life. The you who is free, aligned, safe, expressed. Visualize them, not in a fantasy, but as a frequency. How do they breathe? How do they stand? What's the tone of their inner voice? What emotion lives behind their eyes? Now gently, but without pressure, begin to mirror them. Match their breath. Soften into their posture. Let your cells remember what they know. You are not chasing this self. You are meeting them. Right here, right now. This is a signal shift, a cellular rehearsal. The nervous system learning it's safe to hold more. It's safe to be this. Feel the frequency anchoring. Let it root in your body because you're not faking it. You're remembering it. You've always been this version. Now, you're just tuned in. You've shifted the signal. You've felt the resonance. You've met the future version of you and let them breathe through you, and then nothing happens. At least not on the outside. This is where most people turn back, not because they're weak, but because they mistake the silence for stillness. The truth, the field is reorganizing, rewriting timelines, clearing interference, testing the edges of your new signal. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. This space, the void, is not emptiness, it's integration. Old patterns may flare, triggers may sharpen, doubt might whisper, did anything even change? But this isn't collapse, it's calibration. Your body may be testing the safety of the new frequency. Your nervous system asking, can we really hold this? And others, they may not yet see what you've chosen. But that's okay. You didn't shift for their validation. You shifted for alignment. So hold the signal, especially when it seems like nothing's happening. Because this is where mastery lives, not in bypassing discomfort, but in responding to discomfort from a new frequency. The old you would collapse. The new you breathes deeper, listens longer, chooses softer. You don't need proof to stay in alignment. Steady. You are the field is listening. This is where the work becomes the way. Not just a breakthrough, but a baseline. Because your power isn't in what you attract once. It's in what you embody daily. The field isn't asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be consistent, coherent, true. This is signal stabilization. When alignment isn't a moment, it's a memory the body learns to repeat, like tuning an instrument. At first you need reminders, mantras, breath, movement, stillness. But over time, your frequency starts to remember itself. You shift from visiting peace to living there. You begin to catch the micro signals when your breath shortens, when old urgency rises, when you're slipping into someone else's inherited frequency, and instead of spiraling, you return. Return to the breath, return to safety, return to the frequency of the you who already knows. This is nervous system reinforcement, not forcing joy, but making room for it, letting your body know joy is not dangerous. Expansion is not unsafe. Love does not require abandonment. You are not seeking frequency. You are frequency. You are the transmitter and the signal and the receiver. The dream isn't something you chase. It's something you tune to again and again until it becomes your emotional home. Your dream life isn't a destination. It's a default signal. Train your body to return home to it every single day. Breathe this in. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not failing at frequency. Because your frequency is not a moral grade. It's not a scoreboard. It's not a measure of your worth. It's a mirror, that's all. And sometimes what you see reflected back isn't what you hoped. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because an unconscious signal has been running the show. And even that signal is sacred. There is no bad vibration, only misattuned ones, only echoes from older versions of you who are doing their best to stay safe. Let that land. This is about sovereignty, not shame. Your power begins the moment you stop blaming the reflection and start adjusting the source. Just because the thing you want hasn't landed yet doesn't mean it isn't coming. Doesn't mean it isn't real. It means the mirror is still polishing, the field is still rearranging, the signal is still refining. So let go of guilt. Let go of proving. Let go of the idea that your energy has to be perfect for the dream to find you. Perfection was never the ask. Presence is every moment is a chance to retune the dial, to soften the signal, to become just 1% more coherent. You are not being tested. You are being tuned. Now that you've felt it, truly felt it, the signal, the shift, the stillness beneath the striving, let's not race to the next thing. Let's root into this. 1. Close your eyes. Breathe slow, not to escape, but to arrive. Ask yourself gently, what frequency would feel like truth today? Not the one you think you should hold, the one your soul is whispering beneath the noise. Who are you becoming? Now. Not in theory, but in tone, in texture, in the felt rhythm of your breath. This week, what will you calibrate to? Will you choose urgency or trust? Fear or openness? Control or coherence? Because the future you already knows, already breathes from a steadier place, already wakes with clarity, not contraction. Tune to them, not just in vision, but in vibration. Let your body become the dial. Let your breath become the bridge. Let your presence become the proof. And if something in you stirred, if something quiet and ancient said yes, then don't just subscribe to a channel, subscribe to a deeper way of remembering, a new emotional home, a clearer transmission, a softer frequency that still holds power. No rush, just resonance. Return here, as often as you need. The field will always meet you where your signal begins. Let's not end this. Let's seal it, not as a performance, but as a prayer, an imprint, a signature in the field. You don't need to chase your dream life. You need to match it. Pause. Feel that. Not another task, not another ritual to get it right, but a breath, a truth, a remembering. Striving is static. Stillness is signal. The field isn't asking you to do more. It's asking you to become clearer, to soften the grip, to stop trying to perform your way into miracles, and instead to breathe, to feel, to allow. Repeat with me now, like a mantra, not for the mind, but for the body. The field responds to what I am. Coherence creates. Feeling is the frequency. Again, slower this time. The field responds to what I am. Coherence creates. Feelingness is the frequency. Let that live in your cells. Let that echo in your breath. Let that be the tone you transmit. Now, if this transmission reached you, if something opened, one word in the comments. Drop one word. That captures your chosen frequency this week. Your signal to the field. Your message to your future. You are the broadcast. You are the becoming. And your dream is already listening.